Mabuhay. So, in Amadeus, encoding and decoding are used to convert between names and codes for cities, airports, airlines, and other related elements. If we know the name and we want to find its code, we use the encoding function. For cities and airports, this is done with the command DAN, which stands for Display a Name. For example, typing DAN Manila will display the code MNL. If we know the code and want to find the name, we use the decoding function. For cities and airports, this is done with the command DAC, which stands for Display a Code. For example, typing DAC MNL will display Manila, Philippines or Ninoy Aquino International Airport. In short, DAN is used when starting with a name to find a code, and DAC is used when starting with a code to find a name. For basic entry format, for example, NM1 Clooney George MR, NM means the transaction code. 1 is number of passenger with the same family name. Clooney is the last name. The slash is the mandatory separator. George is the first name, and then the MR is for the title. By the way, we use MR for male passengers, while MS for female passengers. For IATA titles, we also have for children ages 2 to 11, MSTR and MIST. For infant, age 23 months, we use INF. So, if you already know the code, use DAC to decode into its full name. If you already know the name, use DAN to encode into the code.
Good afternoon, everyone, and mabuhay. I'm Almea Cacho, and today I'm going to be discussing the PNR in Amadeus. Let's start first with the mandatory elements when creating a PNR. First, think smarter. 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 First is letter S, or the segment element. Second is the NM, or the name. Third, AP, or the phone or contact. RF is received from. TK is the ticketing arrangement. ER is the end of transaction. Next, let's create a complete passenger name record in Amadeus. First, enter the passenger name with the command NM1. For example, the name is Jose and the surname is De La Cruz. You'll start first with the surname, so that will be De La Cruz / Jose, Mr. or Miss if it's a she. Start with the name element using the last name first, followed by a slash and the first name, then the title. Step 2. Add flight segment. Command SS1PR102Y15 SEP MNL CEB. This books one seat on Philippine Airlines Flight 102 Eco Class on September 15 from Manila to Cebu. Step 3. Add the return segment. It's optional, but its command is SS1PR103Y20 SEP MNL. Add the return flight if needed, using the same command format. Step 4. Add the contact information. Command APMNL. For example, the contact number is 0917-1234567. Add the passenger's contact number with the AP entry, including the location and type. Command apejose.delacruz@gmail.com. That is the email address. Step 6 is add special service requests. It's also optional if the passenger is, let's say, for example, a vegetarian. The command is SRVGML. This example adds a vegetarian meal request for a passenger. Step 7 is add the ticketing time limit. Command TKTL10SEP. It sets the ticketing deadline using TKTL followed by the date. Step 8. Add received from. Command RF agent name. Enter RF followed by your name to indicate who created the booking. For example, my name, Almea Cacho, if I was the one who created the booking. And the last step is end and save the PNR. Command ER, end and retrieve to save the booking. The system will then display the PNR record locator. And that's a complete PNR in Amadeus, ready for ticketing and further servicing. Thank you.